So today's class will learn about the calculation procedure of tensile properties from a tensile test raw data. So just concentrate on this class. I will explain it step by step how you calculate tensile properties. And those are the mechanical properties obtained from a tensile test. Okay. So how can you calculate the tensile properties from a tensile test raw data? Okay. In the previous class, I have talked that how you perform a tensile test. Today, I will tell step by step how you calculate different tensile properties. So these are actually engineering stress strain curve obtained from a tensile test raw data. Okay, I will show the tensile test raw data. I have done one tensile test. Okay, the material was copper and strain rate of 10 to the minus 3. So this curve is obtained from those tensile test raw data. And from this tensile, from this engineering stress strain curve, you have to calculate different, and you have to calculate different tensile properties. So different tensile properties means these properties. So these are the different tensile properties like E modulus. E modulus is nothing but a Young modulus. So how can you calculate E modulus from a tensile test? E modulus, the unit of E modulus in GPa, gigapascal. Then yield strength. This is also a tensile property. So now how can we calculate yield strength from a tensile curve? And ultimate tensile strength, that is uh, UTS, ultimate tensile strength. The unit is in MPa. Uniform strain in percentage, total strain in percentage, reduction in cross-sectional area in percentage, work hardening exponent, that is N, and it has no unit, and work strength coefficient. So I will tell what is N and what is K, strength coefficient. So all these tensile properties can be measured from a tensile test raw data. Okay. So here so now you have to just remember this means some relationship you have to just remember. So first one is just total strain is nothing but a elastic strain plus plastic strain. So actually in tensile test, there is actually two type of means first elastic deformation occurs and then plastic deformation. So in total strain is nothing but a summation of elastic strain plus plastic strain. Okay, so just remember this total strain. This total strain is nothing but a summation of elastic strain plus plastic strain. So this strain may be in true or uh, engineering true or true and engineering value. So true means uh, just instantaneous value, and engineering means actually here the this strain means elongation up to fracture. This elongation is actually engineering value. So from this engineering value, you can calculate the true value. Okay, true value is nothing but a divided with respect to original means change of length with respect to original length. So this is nothing but a true strain, and true strain actually is a instantaneous strain, and true stress is also a instantaneous stress. So I am giving another formula here for calculating true strain and true stress. So true stress, if the true stress is sigma, then sigma is equal to S. S means engineering stress. S into S multiplied 1 plus S into 1 plus E. And ln of E. Log of sorry, S into 1 plus E. So true stress is equal to S into 1 plus E. And E value is nothing but a engineering value. So by dividing it 100, you will get the true value. So from this relationship, you can calculate the true stress value. The true stress is engineering stress into 1 plus E. Okay, and true strain epsilon is equal to ln of ln log ln of 1 plus E. E actually you have to divided E divided by 100 to get the absolute value. Okay. So from this relationship, you can calculate true stress value and true strain value, and the total true strain value is nothing but a true engineering, a true elastic strain plus true plastic strain. Okay, and you have to remember another relationship, Holomer relationship, that is K is equal to sigma is equal to K into epsilon P, and the epsilon P. Okay, epsilon P means plastic strain. So K multiplied plastic strain whole to the power n. Okay, so this n is strain hardening exponent, and this K value is actually constant. Both K and n are constant for a material, and this n value is called strain hardening exponent, and K is strain coefficient. Okay, so from this relationship, you can calculate the strain hardening exponent and strength coefficient K. Okay, so now I am giving on the calculation procedure from a raw data. So I think all of you are visible my screen. So after a tensile test by sophisticated universal testing machine, you will get is 4 test data. Okay. So among 4 test raw data, you will get also a one PDF file. So in this PDF file, this is actually test result. So in this PDF file, uh, you can modify this PDF file. Means what type of carb means either it is in load versus extension carb, load versus extension carb is required, or either tensile stress or tensile strain carb is required. So according to your requirement, you can modify this result. in the test method you have to modify. Okay, which type of curve do you want in the test result, and different tensile properties like modulus of elasticity, E modulus, yield strength, 0.2% offset yield strength, tensile strength at maximum means ultimate tensile strength UTS, or tensile strength at a maximum load means uniform strength. This is nothing but uniform strength, and uh, tensile strain at break means total elongation. This is total elongation, and strain hardening exponent. So, what type of result means what results do you want? You can put in the method, and automatically you can get the value of means the different of the different parameters means like E modulus, yield strength, ultimate total, UTS, or total elongation, uniform elongation. Okay, so all even strain hardening exponent. So all these value you can get directly from the machine. But sometimes these data maybe means there may be a wrong. Means suppose how the machine will sense the UTS. So when the load will drop. So if in intermediate means wrong in experiment, suppose here the material stress will drop, then again increase, then again drop. So there may be a wrong in calculation means by the machine. So we have to calculate the tensile properties from a raw data. This is the raw data. The selected file is actually raw data file. So in raw data file, actually this type of data as you can get this type of data. And so in the raw file there are more means more than number of columns are there, and each columns there are like extension, load, time, to, tensile strain, tensile stress, means engineering tensile stress, engineering tensile strain. Okay, so from this raw data you will get different values of extension, load, tensile strain means engineering tensile strain, engineering tensile stress. Okay, or you can calculate this tensor engineering strain from this extension value. These are actually uh, extension of the material to apply this load. So when the material is stressed, suppose this amount, then this amount of load is required. And the material stress this amount, then this amount of load is required. So these are actually throughout the test, the data coming from the tensile test. This is actually throughout the test we are collecting the data. Okay. Now, now you can calculate the tensile strain in percentage. Just increment of strain with respect to initial length, or this tensile strain. You can get this tensile strain from a extensometer value. Okay. So actually, for a precision, means precision test for a research purpose, always you consider the data, tensile strain data from extensometer. Okay. So this is the tensile strain data obtained from extensometer. This selected column. This column. Okay. So this tensile strain data, these are engineering tensile strain data obtained from extensometer. Okay, and these are actually calculated tensile stress value obtained from a obtained from this load value just divided by here the cross sectional area. Okay. Now these two columns are engineering stress and strain value. So if you plot these two columns, means if you plot engineering strain versus engineering stress, now what will happen if you plot? Then just insert, go to scatter, then plot line plot, then this type of curve will generate, and this is nothing but a engineering stress strain curve. Okay, so this curve is nothing but a engineering stress strain curve. Okay, so from this tensile data you will get the engineering stress strain curve. So actually this curve is the generated engineering stress strain curve. Okay, now from this engineering stress strain curve you have to calculate E modulus. Okay, calculate E modulus, yield stress, ultimate tensile stress, uniform uniform strain. Uniform strain means up to the deformation strain up to the deformation up to necking. Means after necking, uniform deformation does not occur. Okay, means after necking, what happens? The deformation occurs only at necking region. Okay, means localized deformation occurs. But before necking, the deformation is called the uniform deformation. Means the material will deform uniformly. And the total strain. So total strain is nothing but a strain up to failure here. Okay, and reduction in cross sectional area means you take the initial area, and after fracture you have to measure the diameter at the necking region. So reduction in area divided by original area, from this you will get the reduction in cross sectional area in percentage. Okay, then work hardening exponent, you have to calculate work hardening exponent also, and strength coefficient. Okay, now I am calculating one by one. So first you have to calculate E modular. So before now first I am calculating yield stress. So yield stress means it is just 0.2% offset yield stress. Actually we always calculate 0.2% yield stress. Okay. So 0.2% yield stress means you have to offset the value. So now I am just enlarging this region. Okay. So just I am taking the value
Good afternoon, sir.
x-axis region. Yes, from 0 to 1. Okay, in x-axis, and y-axis I will take from 0 to 100. Okay, so what happened? This region will have increase. Means just I am zooming on this region. Okay, so this region will get zoom in. Now 2.2% offset means just you have to offset this proportional limit. In proportional, this proportional means this linear line. Okay, so just first you have to draw a linear line. So I am just drawing here a linear line. Just see it. So I have drawn a linear line here. just changing the color so that you can get visual. So this is the linear line up to the proportional limit. So this is proportional means first material will behave, it will the material will first elongate up to proportional linearly. Okay, so just draw a linear line from zero, starting from zero to and passing it, it obviously passing from is proportional limit. And now you have to shift this line to point 2. Okay, so here. Okay, now shifting this line to here. Now this line will cut the engineering stress system curve here. So here take you will take the value. Here the value is around 70. Okay, just you will see here this is the proportional means this linear line you shift here 0.2% strain, engineering strain, and this line will cut to the engineering stress strain curve here. So take here the data here, data is 68.89 in around 69. So my so the yield stress of this material is 69 MPa. Okay. So after 69 MPa, the material will deform plastically. Okay. So now you mark the 60. Now you mark the 69 MPa stress value. So this column is engineering stress value here 68.85 this value. So after this the plastic deformation occurs. Okay. Now uh, now you have to calculate ultimate tensile strength, means up to the uniform deformation. So again make it automatic, the axis again make it automatic. So again this again the curve will come back to its original shape. Now you have to calculate the ultimate tensile stress. So ultimate tensile stress means where this curve, the slope of this curve will decrease. So again you have to so ultimate tensile stress will be in between this zone. Okay, will be in between this zone. So you have to zoom in this zone. So now I am zooming in between this zone. So this zone means it will be between 35 to 30. So 35 to okay. So just I am zooming in it again. So this value is around 37 to make it 40. Okay. And in y-axis also make it narrow, means between 240 to 250. So now if I draw a horizontal line, so if this is the horizontal line, so if I draw a horizontal line, then in the color, so this is the horizontal line. So the change of slope means where this curve actually touches. So here, from here, the engineering stress strain curve, the slope of the engineering stress strain curve decreases here, from here, so from this point. Okay, so this is actually ultimate value of stress. So, so you take this value, means 235 here. So this value. Okay, so 235 is your ultimate tensile stress. Understand? So I am taking this horizontal line because you have to take the value from where the curve, the slope of the curve decreases. Here the slope of the curve increases. Here the slope of the curve increases, and then from this value, the slope of the curve decreases. So you have to take this maximum value, and this maximum value is nothing but a uniform tensile stress. So 235 is your UTS value, and corresponding and strain value corresponding to this 235. So 235 is your ultimate tensile stress. Okay, now I think it is visible. So 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 the 235 stress UTS value is your ultimate tensile stress, and the strain value corresponding to this uniform UTS value will be the uniform strain. So just mark it here. 235 means here. Just scroll down. Then 235 means so this value. This is the 235 value. So this is up to your uniform deformation. So up to uniform deformation means this column is a strain column. So 35.75 is your uniform strain. Okay. So uniform strain is 35. Okay. 35.75. Or in engineering calculation, you just figure it out 35 only. Okay. Now you have to calculate the total strain. So again, make the curve in the original shape. So just put it automatic, also automatic. So from it will start from 0, and this axis also will start from 0. Okay, 0. So again, this engineering stress can come back to its original shape, and here the fracture means total strain is nothing but this amount in size of fracture. Here metal is fracture here. So 57%, or you can take the value here. So this is actually 56. So total strain or ductility of this material is 57%. Okay. Now, uh, now you have to calculate the GPA, means Young modulus. So before calculating Young modulus, you have to calculate true strain value and true stress value of all from all these engineering stress strain value. So you have to calculate this true strain and true stress value from this engineering stress strain value. So how can we calculate? So I've talked that true stress is first you have to calculate the true strain. So true strain is nothing but a ln of 1 plus E divided by 100. E means you have to take the strain, engineering strain value. So just uh, we have to put a formula here, means, and before putting the formula you have to write equal, means you have to give equal to sign, and write a ln into, means bracket, 1 plus e means this value, engineering strain, this value, okay, this value, and plus 1 plus e divided by 100 multiplied 100 to get the percentage value of true, and just click here, double click. So all of means here you will apply the same formula, and same formula will apply throughout the Excel sheet. Okay. Similarly, you can calculate the true stress value. True stress value is nothing but a stress multiplied 1 plus E divided by 100. So stress means this value. So you select here, just equal to, first you have to give equal to sign, equal to uh, so you have to give first equal to sign, equal stress, means this column stress into 1 plus E, means E means this value divided by 100. Okay, so this is the true stress value, and if you click at double click, then uh, along this column we will get the corresponding true stress value of engineering stress value. Okay, so these are actually true stress strain value. Okay, now you have to calculate the E modulus. E modulus is nothing but a the slope of this initial means this linear portion. So first you have to plot this linear portion, means I have to reduce this up to the linear portion, means before the plastic deformation. So you have to plot only just up to just this linear portion. Okay, so now no linear. So now this curve is linear, and now you have to uh, add a trade line, means linear line. So this linear line, and display here the formula, display the equation. So this equation, you get a equation. This equation is actually equation of this linear line. So this y means nothing but a stress. So this stress equal to something constant y is equal to mx plus c, this in this form. So this is equal to stress, and x is nothing but a strain. Okay, and obviously this value is nothing but a slope of this curve, and uh, this slope is the Young modulus for the material. Okay, so here the Young modulus of the material is 80 GPa. Okay, now uh, now you have to calculate the work hardening exponent and the strength coefficient. These two values. Okay, these two values: work hardening exponent and the strength coefficient. So this value can be obtained by from this relationship. The sigma is equal to k into epsilon p whole to the power n, and this is actually nothing but a power relationship, and this here the epsilon p is the plastic strain. So you have to take only the plastic strain part, and if you plot sigma versus plastic strain, then you will get the curve, and this curve obviously will follow a power law relationship. Okay, now so first you have to take the you have to calculate the plastic strain from only yield stress to ultimate tensile stress. So now only take the true stress strain value from this yield stress to ultimate tensile stress. So I am taking yield stress to ultimate tensile stress value only. So just so here, so these values are from ultimate tensile stress to uniform tensile stress values. Now paste here, paste as only value. Okay, so these values are from yield strength to ultimate tensile strength value, and these are actually true strength to a strength, and this column actually true stress. So now this column I am shifting this column from here to here. Okay. Now from this true strain, you have to calculate plastic strain part and elastic and plastic strain part. So elastic strain is nothing but a this true stress divided by Young modulus. Okay. So equal to this true stress divided by Young modulus. So Young modulus in MPa means 80,000 zero zero. Okay. Okay. I have to add one column here. I have to add one column here. So this actually true extent value in percentage. First, you have to convert this value into absolute value. So equal to this divided by 100. Again, you get the true extent value. Okay. Now elastic strain is nothing but a this stress value. So this equal to nothing but a this stress value, true stress divided by Young modulus means 80,000. So from this you will get the true strain value in absolute value. Now plastic strain will be total minus elastic strain. So this will be equal to this. This is the total strain minus plastic strain. So this is the total plastic strain. Okay. Now if we plot this plastic strain to true stress, now we plot this plastic strain to true stress up to from yield to UTS, then this curve will form. So this is the plastic strain to from white yield stress to UTS. The value from yield stress to UTS and actually plastic strain value and true stress value from yield stress to UTS. So now just so this curve obviously will flow this power law relationship. So just you now add a trade line, power trade line, add a trade line, and change linear to power, then and display the equation. Then this line will uh, follow a power law relationship like this. So this power law relationship will follow this line. Okay, I think all of you visible. So here y is nothing but y means along the y axis. So y axis is nothing but a stress, that is nothing but a sigma. Okay, so sigma equal to, and x is nothing but a along the x axis, value along the x axis, and along the x axis we select the plastic strain. So x is nothing but a plastic strain and y is nothing but a true stress. Okay, so true stress sigma equal to something multiplied plastic strain to the power point on means to the power something. So this is actually nothing but a form of this equation, like if I copy this. So this is nothing but a form of this equation. Okay, so this equation is nothing but a form of like this equation, same that y is sigma and x is epsilon p. So sigma is equal to 494 multiplied epsilon p all to the power 0.375. So here k is the value of k is 494 and the value of n is 0.375. Okay, so value of k is 494 and strain hardening coefficient is 0.37. Okay, 37 is sufficient. Okay, so all the values you have calculated here. One value is remaining, that it is reduction in cross sectional area. So this value can be calculated from by taking the diameter means after necking. So this is nothing but a, I'm telling you. So this reduction in cross sectional area, means if it is expressed in RD, reduction in RA, reduction in area in percentage. So this RA is nothing but a area means original area original cross sectional area of the material, and minus area after the fracture divided by A naught, means original area, and multiplied it by 100. So you get in percentage. Okay. So taking the fracture diameter, so this AF value can be calculated by taking the fracture diameter. Means after fracture, you have to take the diameter uh, of the rod. So in case of rod, you have to take the diameter of the rod means after fracture. So means after fracture, uh, so suppose this is the initial diameter. Suppose this is the initial diameter. There is T, and after fracture, you have to take the diameter at the necking zone. Means you have to take the diameter only at that zone, at the yeah, in this zone. So this is actually D. So the original area you can calculate from this initial diameter, and the final area can be calculated from this after taking the diameter after the fracture. Okay. Okay. So you can calculate the tensile properties, different tensile properties from a tensile test. Okay. So these different tensile properties you can calculate. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Any query? Have you understand कैसे calculation करनी है? Hello. Have you understand or not? Hello.